example across the channel.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks, looking in more detail at contrasting claims by Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin. First, Volodymyr Zelensky. He says war is now coming to Russia after a drone strike on Moscow on Sunday. Dr. Eleanor Bindman is a senior lecturer in Russian politics at Manchester Metropolitan University.
For NATO, it's slightly uncomfortable because they're not very keen on Ukraine, doing things within Russia itself. But I think they also understand, why that might be happening and what the purpose of it is. And so people within Russia itself are actually now starting to see the real life kind of practical impact of their government's decision to go to war in Ukraine.
Meanwhile, Vladimir Putin over the weekend told African leaders attending a summit in St. Petersburg that he may be open to peace talks based around proposals separately floated by China and African heads of government.
Well, unfortunately, the price that he'd be demanding is quite consistent with what he's been saying since the war started. Ukraine would have to essentially accept that the territories that Russia has illegally annexed on Ukrainian territory, that those territories would stay as under Russian control. And that's not acceptable to Ukraine, and he knows that. So therefore, this is not, this is a complete non-starter, really.
But that weekend summit did demonstrate many leaders in the global south are not supportive of Ukraine's war effort and accuse NATO of sparking the conflict. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, former American President Donald Trump has been indicted for illegally trying to hold on to power after the 2020 election. He'll be on trial next year while also campaigning for the top job again in 2024. He says the charges are politically motivated. President Erdogan of Turkey emphasized the importance of the Black Sea grain initiative to Russia's President Putin in a phone call earlier. Moscow withdrew from the deal last month, pushing up food prices. And American pop star Lizzo has been sued by 3 former dancers over allegations of sexual, religious and racial harassment and assault. There's been no comment yet from Lizzo. That's the latest feature story news. Stuart Smith reporting.
Good morning. It's the KCHW Morning Show. It's Wednesday here with Scott Allen and Chuck Ritchie. How you doing this morning, Scott?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Chuck, despite your heaving of all the bad luck on me.
I know, right? First, I'm sorry about that. We both have broken down vehicles.
Oh, so it was yesterday? No, day before yesterday. Chuck called me and said he had blown the transmission on his truck and was worried about getting up to the tower. Mm-hmm. And then about 4 hours later, my car just died and left me stranded in a parking garage in Bangor. It took 2 tow trucks to get me home because one of them couldn't fit in the parking garage.
Yikes!
So we'll be sending you the bill, Chuck.
Okay, that's fair.
Whatever that might be.
That's fair.
All right. I got lucky, though. One of the most reasonable, I only had 20 miles on my roadside assistance, so I had to cough up the other 31 miles. But it was really affordable, and they came to get me because on my insurance app, it asked me if I needed a ride, too, and I said, yeah. So they sent a big old flatbed to get my car with a bench seat in the back, music and air conditioning and all that, and got a ride home. $120. It was going to cost me, and there's a story on this later if we get to it. It was going to cost me $140 for an Uber to go 50 miles.
Wow. So then you pull up to your house, you're back there with the blankie, sucking your thumb.
Yeah.
That's fair. So
it's all right though. Marion's got a car, so now I'm driving a Buick.
Nice, wank.
Which says I'm kind of an old guy,
right? I mean, now I'm driving the Prius full time, so there's that. What does that say about me? That I'm a cool guy, not an old guy? I don't know.
Doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like it at all, Chuck.
There's a guy that appreciates fuel efficiency.
All right.
That's what they say.
You can laugh all the way to the bank. You won't be laughing outside today, though, because it's going to be too hot. Yeah. 95 for your high temperature.
Hot. Some like it hot.
All right, 56 for an overnight low, so it's really going to cool off. Scary right now. I know they got some evacuations going up at Marcus, and we got some early morning pictures from a family member looking kind of scary. So good luck to everybody. Stay safe. We've begged and begged. I have begged and begged emergency response in Stevens County to start setting off emergency alert messages when this happens over the radio. I can't even get, I'm going to say it out loud, I can't even get the sheriff's department to call me back.
Wow.
Yeah, all right. 94 tomorrow, 59 for an overnight low under mostly sunny skies. Friday, 90 and 62, mostly cloudy. Saturday right now, 86 and cloudy. Sunday, 86 and cloudy as well. 10% chance of rain on Friday. And then for Saturday and Sunday, 25% both days. So maybe if you get lucky and things don't change or it evaporates, you might see a little rain.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance right now, but it's a long way off, and we know how weather goes in eastern Washington.
Well, and Sunday is a day that we're actually planning on going to the drive-in theater. So that naturally will rain. So you're welcome, everybody. And
What's showing at the drive-in? That sounds like fun.
Well, actually, we're going to take the kids. The first movie is the Barbie, but the one I'm excited about is the Meg 2, because I love stupid, cheesy shark movies.
All right, is Jason Statham in that one too?
I don't know. I haven't even looked into it enough to see who's in it. I just saw Meg 2, and I said, I'm there.
Giant shark movie.
Giant dumb shark movie. Love them. Right. All of them.
I think I've talked about it on the radio before, but I was 10 when Jaws came out. I have an original Jaws tank top, too, which is pretty cool. But for a couple years after that, I was afraid to swim in the pool by myself.
Weren't we all? You just know something's going to grab your leg, right?
Yes. I just knew it. Is that a fin? All right, let's see. Our openers this morning, 4 things you didn't know yesterday. Educate us, Chuck Ritchie.
Yeah, so the word swims upside down still swims.
Ooh.
Actually like that.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, right?
I do.
Is that a palindrome? Or is a palindrome only backwards and forward? I don't know.
It's a big word.
Yes. According to a survey, when nobody else is around, 47% of us drink straight from the carton or jar.
Oh, we have an odd news story in the second half that relates to that.
The other 53% are lying.
So I don't drink milk. I drink half and half as my dairy product, and I buy it in a quart, and I drink it right out of the quart every time. I'll even sit down to eat my dinner, like on the couch. If I'm sitting on the couch, I just grab the quart and take it with.
Yeah. I don't.
Pretty sure it's healthy.
Oh, of course it is. I don't drink it straight, of course, but I can't do milk products. But for some reason, heavier cream is actually better on my stomach than milk. I don't know why. It's weird. Yeah. Nobody needed to know that, Scott.
Nobody needed to know it. We overshared, Chuck.
I just overshared. I'm sorry, everybody.
Okay, it's all right.
The Beatles used the word love 613 times throughout their songs.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
What were they trying to say?
I think they love you, Scott.
Right. And why'd you skip all the planets in the solar system can fit between the Earth and the Moon?
Because I didn't mean to, Scott.
Oh.
But did you know that all the planets in the solar system can fit between the Earth and the Moon?
I didn't, but if we could line them up like that, you could just like hop, skip, and jump all the way to the moon.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's
plus crazy. Those other planets that get warm, maybe we could live on them.
Right.
All right. Work on moving them, would you?
Yeah, we need a new home, check out the real estate, see what the market's like.
I think you might have gone the next thing I had for the topic earlier in the week, but it's what August has in store for us, and I was thrilled about the first one that came up, and which starts tomorrow. Even a little far away from me, but it's the world's longest yard sale. Right?
Yeah, I did not do this one, Scott.
All right. If you ever needed a life-size taxidermy shark, perhaps you've been looking for a squirrel dressed in a hat and a bandana, or a coveted piece of wreckage from a NASCAR auto. For items you just can't find in local stores, try the 127 sale, an event billed as the world's longest yard sale. Sale begins tomorrow, runs through the weekend. 690 miles long of yard sale. So this is our annual spring yard sale we do in Chihuahua, the citywide yard sale. Really stretched out through Michigan, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia. All places that, I never want to visit again.
When I lived in Tennessee, I remember this yard sale, and I remember like being in a neighborhood that took part in this. And it was just yard sales as far as you could go. I don't think we even went to another state, but we went a pretty good distance.
I bet 690 miles long.
Yeah.
It began in '87 with the idea by Fentress County, Tennessee officials as a way to promote attractions along back roads. Initial route followed U.S. Highway 127 from Covington, Kentucky to Chattanooga, Tennessee. In 2012, it was extended even further. That's kind of cool. If you like yard sales, it's a little long.
It is.
All right, August 3rd, NFL preseason begins. August 4th, the start of Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. I always laughed when I lived in Wyoming because it's a few hundred miles from Sturgis. People would show up in their RVs with their motorcycles on the back, rent a space for a week, and just leave their RV and ride their bikes into Sturgis so they could look cool.
Yeah, it was quite the ride.
Yeah. We did 3,000 miles.
A few days on the road, you know.
August 9th kicks off Elvis Week at Graceland, where everybody was saying, hey, there's something wrong with my leg. Won't stop shaking. August 13th. You got a pretty good Elvis, don't you?
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. No, I don't.
That's really good.
Oh,
yeah.
all right then. Thank you. No.
August 13th expected to be the peak of the annual Perseid meteor shower. August 13th, put that on there.
Ooh.
And then tell your friends, August 20th is Bacon Lovers Day. Marion's been cooking up every now and then the bacon gravy, which I think is right up there, maybe even a little better than sausage gravy. Ooh. Excellent bacon gravy if you use that cherry wood or the apple wood smoked bacon. Just saying.
We made the other day a bacon sandwich spread, which is like bacon, green onions, cream cheese. Oh, it's good. Yeah.
Did you do Why August Stinks? I think you said that's the one you did, right?
I don't think I did. I don't think I did do that one.
Sorry, these are reasons why this month, and I can't believe it's already August.
I know, right?
Say bye to your summer. All right, here's why August stinks. Humidity. August is the most humid and oppressive summer month, and it feels like there's something in the air that makes it difficult to breathe. We've been lucky here in Maine. Sometimes, or at least last year, it's pretty rare. Temperature usually never gets over 90. But last year, we got up to 100 a couple times. And it's like, because it rains every 3 days, no matter what, it is so humid. It's just, when you go out, it feels like you're trying to breathe water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Another reason August stinks is because it marks the end of summer and people start to feel bummed out as they realize it's almost over. There's no holidays. Yeah, there's no holidays to celebrate in August, making it a dull month with no extra days off. And then, of course, it's time to start back to school, which means you got to rush that summer vacation in or spend a bunch of money buying new clothes.
Mm-hmm. But I was sorting through some laundry and getting stuff, and it made me I get sad sometimes because I have all these great winter clothes that I can't wear, and most of my clothes are cold weather clothes. So yeah.
Have you gotten rid of all your fat clothes, or did you save some?
No, I got rid of the only thing that I kept of my fat clothes was my Three Amigos shirt from KCHW.
Ooh.
Yep, it's the only thing I kept.
When I got rid of mine, I found a fat friend to give them to.
Yeah,
a fat friend with really, really short legs.
I gave all mine away. I was going to burn them in the yard, but the kids were like, "No, Dad, don't have a toxic bonfire in the yard, please."
No, bad idea. Yeah. Neighbors wouldn't like that.
Mm-mm.
All right, Chuck, things you forgot I hated about summer.
Well, there's 150 species of mosquitoes in North America.
I've been bitten by all of them so far this year.
I think I've been bitten by at least 170 of those 150
150,
species.
Yeah.
There's long lines everywhere.
Okay.
This is going to change tomorrow, but there's no football.
Oh, it does change tomorrow, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. What else?
Summer grade gas prices,
which just kicked in. Yeah. Like just the past few weeks here, it's jumped up to $3.79.
I know we have a lot of taxes here, but I think one thing people don't realize is that one of the reasons for the recent gas price increases was a normal seasonal increase. Not as much as we've gotten. It's a bit high.
Just a little.
Even in the Prius, it stings a little bit now. I gotta
Does it cost
say,
you $12 to fill up?
I spent $40 in gas last month, Scott. I know.
Say
I know.
it isn't so.
I know.
Wow.
Every possible temperature extreme imaginable happens in August. And mowing the lawn after the first 4 weeks. I'm not sure what they mean by that. You hate mowing the lawn after the first 4 weeks of summer?
Because it's way too hot out.
Oh, yeah. I got you.
Yeah. All right, we've been awful lucky here, and just to make you all jealous, 3 days in a row, high temperature is 75 with sunshine.
Wow,
With
that would be
sunshine.
nice.
Yeah, it's been pretty nice.
That'd be nice.
All right, let's see. We got a big lottery jackpot coming up here. Let's see if I can pull it up. 1.25 billion chance to win
Wow.
it tonight.
That's tonight?
That's crazy. That is for Mega Millions, fourth largest jackpot in history. And I like this ad. I thought it was a picture of Dr. Evil, but it looks like it was the Pope.
Is it Jeff
I don't know
Bezos?
why they put the Pope on a Mega Millions jackpot picture, but okay. 1.2 billion after Tuesday's drawing, and the next one will be on Friday. So look for it to grow even more. But yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna buy some tickets again for that.
No, there was the
Just
one
talk
last
about-
week that was almost up to $1 billion. Is that the same one? Because I heard reports there was a winner, but then it came out that was the person claiming themselves as a winner was a hoax.
Ooh.
They were lying.
Ooh.
I don't know.
So, if you win the lottery, guard your ticket well from friends and coworkers. Don't tell people. Keep your mouth shut, even though you're excited.
Especially don't
Take
tell your
photos and video of
cousins.
yourselves with the winning ticket, and then lock it away in a safe or somewhere safe, because you could get robbed. But then you'd have proof that it was your ticket.
Yeah.
Don't rush to claim your prize. Take a deep breath and give yourself time to process the win. I won a large sum once at a casino, and I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I really just sat there in shock for like 10 minutes. So, let's see. Before you claim your prize, take the advice of a lawyer or financial advisor. Get a new phone and phone number so your parents and your family can't find you.
Yep.
That seems awful sad. All right, there you go. Moving along this morning, let's go ahead before we get into some news stories and cover events. We got a lot of stuff going on. Today you've got free pickleball up at the golf course at 9. Then as you move into the 10 o'clock hour, Brandon Hansen at the Chewell Public Library representing TED. If you're thinking about starting a new business, drop in and talk to Brandon. He'll be there till 3. Also, I bet he's got information on the Tri-County Economic Development District's trying to get people, because we're opening up all these forest lands and tourism opportunities to start guide businesses, or maybe like where you're taking people out on horse rides, touring them to different places and stuff. And they've got a whole series coming up on that to get you ready for it if you're interested in opening a business in that area. And I'm sure Brandon could share that with you as well. Then at 3 o'clock, as Brandon leaves, one of the library employees will do their in-person weekly tech help. If you've got some computer issues, some technological issues, they might be able to help you work through those. Are you with me along with this, Chuck? Because what's happening on Thursday?
Thursday is the first Thursday Art Walk. Yep, that's going to be from 5 to 8 p.m. tomorrow. At the Trails End Gallery is going to be Linda Hyatt Cancel and John Sebastian. We had them on the show last month. We did a special afternoon show with them. Nancy Bloom is going to be at Quartzsite Brewing. Mara Vision, which is it's an artist collective. It's not a single person, is going to be at the McCunn Gallery. Lynn Cassidy and Kathy Conway are going to be at the Spotlight Gallery at the Aaron Huff Memorial Cultural Center, along with the new Columbia Community Creamery is going to be there with some milk products and to talk about their new creamery.
How fun!
Which is kind of really fun thing, that creamery. I really love what they're doing over there. Then Margot Setti and Catherine Swan Reimer are going to be at the Yale Press. Margot Setti has a brand new mural she just painted between the Yale Press and Setti's Hardware, and it's really beautiful. Yeah, I should send you pictures of it, Scott. It really looks nice. And then Misty Savage and Ashley Ann Smith are going to be at the Flowery Trail Cafe.
Cool.
Yeah, it'll be a good one.
All right. Let's see. Farmers Market then on Friday from 11 to 3:30, always in the Chewela City Park. Let's see.
Speaking of next week is the Zucchini Regatta, and KCHW will be there covering the zucchini regatta.
All right. Have you talked to Doug about possibly building a boat again? Or are you going to do it yourself?
I don't. I will. I need to talk to him. I think I'll be here tonight, so maybe I'll talk to him when he get. I'll Shanghai him when he gets here and say, Doug, you're building the boat again.
Tell him to practice first, because the first time you did that, his boat capsized.
Oh, see, I hear these legendary stories about how KCHW like ruled the zucchini boat contest.
Oh no! All that.
Or was that sarcasm?
That's a Trumpism. The way it literally went down is he had a cool looking boat, had a flag on it and everything that said KCHW, and when he launched it, it immediately capsized upside down. And I don't know, we came in like third or something like that.
Okay. Okay.
It still floated, sorta.
Right. I heard
that'll be a fun one.
I heard stories that one year they ran out of zucchinis and they switched to patty pan squashes, and they actually did quite well with the squash.
Yeah, you can do any kind of like gourd type thing too, I believe, if you got one. So get creative.
That's right.
I kind of noticed the ones that were shaped like bowls, just a hint, seemed to do better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And then on Saturday, car show out at the Mystiqua Casino.
There you go. Speaking of there, donations can be dropped off there too for the Rural Resources Tribal Program for the kids. School supplies for the tribal kids. They can be donated between now and August 6th at the casino.
I knew you had some more information on that. Good job. Yeah. All right, then looking off in the event in our events calendar that people send in off our website at kchw.org or northernlightspublicradio.com. Just go to the Contact Us page. There's a form you can fill out, and that's what Diane did. And she was just reminding us, annual event, major guild fundraiser that supports art events and scholarships in our community. It's a walking event that features downtown Chihuahua restaurants where a variety of entrees chosen by chefs are served at the restaurants. That's right, it's Taste of Chihuahua.
That's right.
Also, some of them will have desserts, art items offered at the annual silent art and auction as well. Tickets are limited to 250, so be sure to get yours as soon as possible. And if you want more information, visit the Chihuahua Arts Guild online. Mm-hmm. And that is coming up on September 14th from 4:30 to 8:30.
And you're flying back here for that, right, Scott?
I am. Yeah, boy, my arms will be tired.
That's one I look forward to every year. I don't think I've missed one except for during COVID since we've been here, and I really enjoy it. It's a really good one.
I bought 2 plane tickets to Chihuahua over the springtime this year, and they were very expensive. So you better get some new sponsors. If you want me showing up for an event, you're going to have to fly me, Chuck.
Right.
All right.
Speaking
and
of
I want to fly first class. That's all I'm saying.
Speaking of sponsors, if anyone wants to donate a 4-wheel drive vehicle, we're in the market for a free one.
Or perhaps the transmission from a Durango.
Right. That's a 2005 Dodge Durango.
Hey, stranger things have happened. I looked into that because one of the public radio stations in Spokane at one time used to accept donated cars and then would resell them as a fundraiser.
Oh, I like that.
I kind of looked into it, but then I thought, do I have time to do all this stuff and then turn around and try to sell cars too?
Yeah.
Even though I have a major car fetish, I wish I could own a ton of them.
And of course, you're a master mechanic.
No. I'm a master with duct tape and black tape and zip ties, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on to you. Unless you had another event, we'll move on to the world of news this morning.
Nope.
Yes? No?
I don't have anything else. No.
All right. You faded out on me. It's okay.
Oh, sorry.
All right. The first one that really caught my attention is 3 of Lizzo's former dancers, as well as a director that walked off her new documentary, have filed a lawsuit against the pop star on Thursday that accuses her of body shaming them and sexual harassment. I read the article. It's horrid.
Wow.
What they were doing. I mean, it's really bad what they were doing and what she was trying to get people, force people to do. But I don't understand the body shaming because she's got to be pushing 350, maybe 400 pounds.
Well, she's always been a big advocate for, anti-body shaming and body positivity and all that. It seems really out of character for her to body shame people.
I'm thinking, and I read this story just so I could find out if it was true. I was thinking maybe she's opposite body shaming them for not being big enough.
You are so in shape.
Yeah. Reverse body shame. Well, because if you look at like when she's on stage, all of her dancers are pretty much as big as her.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, you could go, well, you can't dance, now you're no bigger than a house.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Wow, Scott.
Is that too much?
No.
Okay. All right. Because this is what she had to say with a comment with a reporter.
Get in my belly!
All right. I'm done. Done. All right. I'm going to do one more, though, okay?
Okay.
Tacky. All
Okay.
right. Former Vice President Mike Pence apparently has found a backbone where his spine used to be. Congratulations, Mr. Pence. He actually came out earlier this week and condemned former President Donald Trump after his former running mate and current GOP primary opponent was indicted on charges relating to trying to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. This is all over the news. Let's see. Pence said in a statement, today's indictment serves as an important reminder. Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. That's the first thing I've ever seen where he's actually come out and said he did something wrong, even when he was telling people to go ahead and kill him.
Yeah.
Trump did. He never even came out against that. So I was actually surprised, but it's getting down to the nuts and bolts of the primaries now. Right. The indictment unveiled by the Justice Department earlier Tuesday details the ways in which Trump leaned on his former vice president in the days leading up to the January 6th Capitol riots, encouraging Pence to refuse to certify the results of the election, which Trump lost to Biden. According to the indictment, Trump told Pence, "You're too honest," when his vice president balked at the idea that he could block Biden's win. Pence, who was called to testify in front of the grand jury that delivered the indictment, mentioned the episode in his book, So Help Me God. The indictment also alleges that Trump pressed Pence on the scheme to overturn the election when Pence called him on December 25th to wish him a Merry Christmas. Pence responded by telling Trump, "I don't think I have the authority to change the outcome." In a statement, Pence came out hard against Trump, saying that although the former president is entitled to the presumption of innocence, our country is more important than one man's career.
Wow.
I'm surprised.
How is that from a actually, I guess, current presidential candidate, knocking people for being too honest? This is
well,
real.
I wonder how the people on the far right take to that, because you know, to most people, they can tell, all Donald Trump does is repeat the same statements over and over, and those statements happen to be lies.
Right.
But as he once told one of his press secretaries, just keep repeating the same thing over and over. People will believe it. How does the far right take when another person from the far right comes out and calls hoo-ha on Donald Trump? How do they just, pretend he's lying now? I don't understand that whole. It's a caveat in my brain that I can't seem to grasp.
It seems to be the number one criteria is how bad do they anger the liberals. All things aside, this person makes the liberals mad. So that's my vote. I don't know.
But I got to say, though, hats off to Mike Pence. Whether it hurts him in running for president, it very well could. He wasn't scoring well in the polls anyways,
right.
As they head toward primary. But this, I think, might take him down. And that's sad because they finally found his backbone. Got to stand up to the bullies.
And he's one of those.
Isn't that what we've been told for the past decade?
Right.
Bullying is bad, and then we have a large portion of the country supporting bullies.
Yeah, one of the biggest bullies in American history.
Yeah.
In fact,
and he's spending your money. In my next story, Donald Trump's astronomical $40.2 million in legal expenses now appears to have been off by $20.1 million, or exactly half, which is still more than enough, I would think. Perhaps more notable, however, is the financial state of his former flagship leadership PAC, Save America, which covered those fees. Once a fundraising juggernaut, Save America ended this past June with $3.7 million in the bank. That is $100 million drop. $100 million drop. Where did that money go over the past year?
Straight to somebody's pocket, I believe.
Yes. Highly anticipated filing shows about $20.1 million in legal costs, with another roughly $1.5 in additional legal reimbursements. Early news reports sourced from people familiar with the filing and a disclosure itself don't provide enough data to show where the error lays. Imagine that. There's going to be an investigation. This is the next one coming, is where all the campaign finance money that's been donated on his behalf is actually disappearing to. A new PAC that he formed has asked for a $60 million reimbursement from the old PAC. It's all really confusing.
Well, he's been bilking people for money for years now, you know? He's a grifter, I believe is the term.
All right.
Yep.
This one may be a little funner. It's creepy things to do that are legal.
My favorite.
Yes. Totally legal to follow people on the street for extended periods of time. You can just find somebody walking on the street and you can follow them. It's totally legal.
Oh, don't give people ideas.
It's creepy.
That is creepy.
All right. Rummaging through your neighbor's garbage once it's on the curb for pickup. Totally legal. You ever done that, Chuck?
Rummage through people's garbage? No.
Yes.
No, I have not. I mean, occasionally I've actually, if someone set something besides the dumpster, like a piece of furniture or something, I've grabbed it.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. But digging through the garbage, that's a little weird. Totally legal, though. I think in all 50 states, it's totally legal to dumpster dive. All right. Also, right in the same vein, sifting through your neighbor's trash to collect DNA evidence. Totally legal.
Wow. And if you want it that bad, just ask. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. Something else creepy you could do today, Chuck.
What's that?
In the USA, if you are on a public sidewalk, you can film through people's windows into their house. There is no expectation of privacy for anything that can be viewed from a public space. If you want the inside of your home to be truly private, Chuck, close your windows.
Wow. That's why we have 3 layers of curtains on every window in our house.
I think it's a great way to be punched, but how fun though would that be? Just walk up to some on the sidewalk and just start filming in their picture window while they're eating.
It's okay. It's legal.
It's legal. I think you still might get punched.
Deservedly
Something
so.
else creepy that you can do today, Chuck. Buy a life insurance policy on someone else without letting them know.
Really? Let me get some more information after the show here, Scott.
Yeah, you're already worth about $500,000 to me.
Oh, good. Hey, you know what? That's one that go for it. Why not? If someone dies, then you've already lost them, and might as well get some money out of it, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This one's even creepier. Could be the creepiest. There's a guy who was a doctor at a fertility clinic who made his own deposits for everything. Did it himself. Without the women knowing. So all the fertility from the guy's side going into that clinic was all from the doctor. Ew. Technically, it was not a crime at the time because no one had thought that they needed to legislate against that.
Wow.
Hey, Chuck, we could be related.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody knows this, but it's still creepy. Anybody can hire a private investigator to literally follow and stalk someone else. Take pictures, track your location. Totally legal.
I don't like these ideas you're giving out to people, Scott.
All right. In some states, buying or selling a gun in a random parking lot, perfectly legal. Although sketchy.
Definitely sketchy. There's nothing like when you pull up to a gas station and someone beside you, and this happened multiple times in my life, where someone starts pulling out AR-15s and like an arsenal of weapons and starts selling them right there at the gas pump. I've seen it multiple times. I grew up in Alaska. It was a common thing.
All right. If there's a new thing going on with the Postal Service, if you find a dryer sheet in your mailbox, why do you think it's there, Chuck?
To keep your laundry nice and fresh and lint-free.
In your mail, you mean?
Yeah. Mail. Thank you. Your laundry in your mail.
I hope the post office guy isn't in your house doing your laundry, but okay.
But if you wanted to.
Dryer sheet, if you find one in your mailbox, it's a new thing that postal drivers are doing. And the reason why, it keeps out bees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
All right. How about a new trick for Costco? Costco will give you free groceries in exchange for your old electronics. Here's what you do if you're a card-carrying Costco member. You know all the store's all about deals. So one deal you can see on the warehouse shelves. This isn't a paid announcement, by the way, either. I just thought it was kind of cool. Electronic device trade-in program. So even though you can't toss it into your cart, it might be just one of the best Costco deals of all time, this writer says. The trade-in program accepts a variety of electronics, including smartphones, tablets, laptops, and gaming systems. To participate, you can visit the program's website and select the device you wish to trade in. The website will then provide you with a quote based on the condition of the device and its current market value. You accept the offer, print a free shipping label, send the device to Costco for evaluation. Once the device is received and inspected, Costco will issue a Costco card, either digitally or there's an option for a physical card to be mailed for the agreed upon value.
Wow. There's a bunch of broken stuff around here at the station, Scott.
There is. Now, whether they'll take it or not, like that old curse word delay thing, I don't I don't even think you could, sell it on a Radio Gear website. It's so old.
Oh, that doesn't work. I was going to hook it back up, Scott.
It came across on the Mayflower.
Yeah, right.
All right. Thinking of visiting Florida anytime soon?
Nope.
Center for Disease Control and Prevention warning that cases of leprosy, also known as Hansen disease, are surging in Florida and should be considered when making travel plans. The infectious disease primarily affects the skin and nervous system and can be easy to treat if caught early. Leprosy is historically uncommon in the United States, but has more than doubled in the South over the past 10 years. In a case reported Monday, Center for Disease Control and Prevention said that Florida has accounted for 81% of cases in the state and almost 1/5 of reported cases nationwide.
Wow. Leprosy.
Isn't that weird?
That's like something that you see back from the medieval days, in the leper colonies. And I thought that was long gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they showed some pictures. It's horrible. It's definitely something you don't want. But if caught early, they can treat it with regular old antibiotics. So
okay,
there you go. Let's see. Here's another one. Rack this up to disgusting and creepy. And once again, the finger points at China. Months-long investigation into a rural California warehouse uncovered an illegal lab filled with infectious agents, medical waste, and hundreds of mice bioengineered to catch and carry the COVID-19 virus.
What?
Yes.
This was found in California?
This is according to Fresno County authorities. Health and Licensing said Monday that Prestige Biotech, a Chinese medical company registered in Nevada, was operating the unlicensed facility in Reedley, California, a small city about 24 miles southeast of Fresno. Let's see. According to the city manager, they said Reedley had a goal of being a diagnostics lab, but they had never gotten a business license. City was completely unaware what they were doing in this building. Fresno County Public Health launched its investigation in December of 2022 after a code enforcement officer saw a garden hose attached to a building that was presumed to be vacant and had no active business license. Further inspection in that March revealed that the facility housed various chemicals, suspected biological materials, bodily fluids, and hundreds of lab mice, among other lab supplies, according to court documents. County public health officials said they also found medical devices believed to have been developed on site, such as COVID-19 and pregnancy tests. They said being a small rural town of 26,000, walking into what they believed to be a vacant building and finding lab supplies, live white mice, was fairly shocking. After several attempts to communicate with Prestige Biotech, Fresno County officials are accusing the company of not being forthcoming with information and failing to comply with orders, such as providing a plan for hazardous and medical waste disposal. Fresno County Public Health staff completed a biological abatement work of all the materials found in the facility on July 7th. CDC detected at least 20 infectious agents.
Wow.
So was this put on by that prompts the question, by the Chinese government to start releasing biological contaminants into right here on our own land?
That's crazy.
I mean,
honestly, it's just a hobby.
It's very scary.
Wow. Yeah.
After authorities discovered people were working inside the building, federal, state, and local agencies joined the investigation, including the county health department and the FBI. Let's see. Certain rooms of the warehouse were found to contain several vessels of liquid and various apparatus. Fresno County Health staff also observed blood, tissue, and other bodily fluid samples and serums, thousands of vials of unlabeled fluids, and suspected biological material. Hundreds of mice were found at the warehouse. They were kept in inadequate conditions in overcrowded cages, no food or water. 773 mice with 180 that were already dead. About 30 freezers and refrigerators are found, some set to minus 80 degrees. CDC detected 20 potentially infectious agents. Ultimately, what we did find was some viruses such as HIV, COVID, chlamydia, rubella, malaria, and things of that nature. Why were they working with that stuff unless they're trying to make them worse? That's creepy.
Yeah. Wow. That is creepy.
It's very creepy. All right. Chuck, you want to buy a new house? How much more this year do you need to earn than you did last year to make your 30% for your starter home?
Ooh, probably. I'm guessing about triple.
13% more.
Wow. Yeah.
So you're going to need 13% more on average, although they say the average starter home cannot be found in our climate in America, or the person looking for a starter home cannot afford it due to interest rates. Let's see. Annual salary of at least $64,000 would have been required in June, up from $57,000 a year ago, and that's if you're going to do no more than 30% of your income going into a house payment.
You know, we were looking at buying the some friends of ours' houses that moved away recently right here in Chihuahua. About 50% more than what we currently own our house would have been added onto our mortgage, you know, probably more than double the value of the home. But, you know, we had good for this like 1/4 increase in our actual mortgage from the beginning, our mortgage payment would triple. For not a very much bigger loan than what we currently have, because the interest rates would cause our current mortgage rate to almost triple what we currently pay for our home.
Wow!
For about a 30% increase.
It's sad.
Home value.
It's sad that it's gotten to this, and the housing market's still booming. That makes no sense.
Yeah, we contacted our mortgage guy, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll give you the loan, but I don't think you want to take it." You'd be really dumb if you did.
The little devil on, you get the devil and the angel on each shoulder, and hopefully one of them saying, "Don't do it."
Luckily, the house was already sold by the time we inquired about it, so there's that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. One more scary story. For the love of God, stop microwaving plastic. A study of baby food containers show that microwaving plastic items that come in, for babies in plastic containers releases millions and millions of polymer bits to a new life that's just starting to grow. Very, very bad. This agency coming out and saying, headed by a PhD, saying that nobody should be microwaving anything for a baby in plastic. It releases millions of bits of plastic called microplastics that we heard about, and even tinier ones called nanoplastics that can get right into the baby through the digestive system. So.
Wow.
My age, I don't care.
I'm still waiting for the nanobots that you can swallow, and they'll go in and like cut your fat cells out and stuff, and
clean your body up for you.
Like just fix everything. Just go in there and fix it.
I'd like that. Yeah. I need that.
Take a pill full of tiny robots.
Something a little fun before we had to break. I pick on Chuck.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
We have 15,500 of these places dedicated to this sport in America. China only has 500. What's the sport?
Football.
No, sir.
The sport would be baseball?
No, sir.
Highlight.
I never heard of that before.
It's a sport, Scott.
Okay. What does it involve?
Balls and these weird like hook things, I think. Anyway, golf.
It is golf. There you go.
Okay. There's 15,000 golf courses in America.
All right. Chuck remembers this from working on the golf course.
Freeze, gopher!
And of course, the best golf course in the USA, or at least in Washington State, right here in Chihuahua.
Yep. One of the only 29. Or is it 28 holes?
29.
29.
But officially in Washington State, I believe it was last year voted the best golf course in Washington State.
All right. All right, Chuck, here's a pop quiz for you. Each year, Americans buy $700 million worth of what? Hot dogs, ice cream, charcoal, suntan lotion.
Those all kind of go together, don't they?
They do. Tough one.
I'm going to go with, what was the cost?
$700 million.
I'm going to go with suntan lotion.
Looking for charcoal. A tough one, though.
Okay, I thought all those seemed like they'd have been more than that.
But you did have a 25% chance of winning.
And I got it wrong.
You blew it. All right, what do the following cities have in common? Trenton, New Jersey, Montgomery, Alabama, Nashville, Tennessee, Sacramento, California, Jefferson City, Missouri, and Salem, Oregon. So Trenton, Montgomery, Nashville, Sacramento, Jefferson City, Missouri, and Salem. If you know what any of those are, you have the answer for all of them.
Are they places where famous trials took place?
Second chance for half the money, Chuck.
Named after politicians?
No, state capitals. State capitals.
Oh, my goodness.
All right.
Yeah, that was
7% of adult women and 1% of adult men still have one of these.
Is it a tail?
A tail? No. It might have a tail, though. It's an object. 7% of adult women and 1% of adult men still have one of these from their childhood.
Oh, their childhood blanket.
Oh, good guess, but no.
Oh, is it close to that?
You put it on a shelf, people will laugh at you.
Your sports trophies from high school.
If it's on your bed, they're going to laugh harder.
Stuffed animal?
Yeah, stuffed
okay.
animal. There you go.
I would have figured more people would have had that.
All right. Which one of these doesn't fit? Another tough one, at least for me. Blue Devils, Boilermakers, 49ers, Runnin' Rebels, Irish.
The Boilermakers is not the name of a sports team.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
Blue Devils, Boilermakers, 49ers, Runnin' Rebels, Irish.
Runnin' Rebels?
No, looking for 49ers because they are not a college team. The rest of those were all college teams.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. I'm
All
sorry,
right.
Chuck. I'm sorry, man.
I'm like, I haven't gotten any right yet today, have I?
Well,
Not on the first try.
A survey showed that 52% of Americans would rather spend a week in jail than do this job.
Take out the trash.
No. A week in jail? Come on.
Be one of those sewer diver guys.
A week in jail? Come on, I'd do like a month to avoid that job.
Right?
I'd probably do a year in jail if they
whole
told me I
year.
had to do this job.
Ooh. I don't even know. I don't even have a guess.
It's a tough one. President.
Oh.
52% of people would rather spend a week in jail than be president. I'd take a year. All right.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would take more than a year to avoid that one.
Okay, here's an easy one. Survey found about a third of people have a problem with this happening when they eat dinner.
Food falling on themselves.
No, sir.
Being able to swallow easily.
A third of adults can't swallow when eating dinner.
You know, I keep running into people lately that keep having to go to the doctor because they're having problems swallowing.
This is a pretty common one. I have this one. I don't like it to happen at all. It could cause me not to eat something on my plate.
I don't even have a guess, Scott.
Oh man, I bet you if you went to Facebook, somebody'd say you're food touching.
Oh yeah. See,
I can't stand that, especially if it's something runny. Yeah.
See, the other night we had some grits and collard greens and butter beans, and I like it when it all runs together and you get a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Nice southern meal. Woohoo! Good stuff.
Are you sure, Chuck? That's disgusting.
You got to get that pot liquor together with those beans and the grits, and yeah, good stuff.
I'm not eating at your house
There's
ever.
There's people listening to know what I'm talking about.
All right. It might be good. I don't know.
Oh, it is.
All right, let's try one more, which doesn't fit. You should get this one. Google, Bing, Yahoo, Yelp, DuckDuckGo.
I'm going to go
What
with
doesn't
Yelp
fit?
because it's not a search engine. It is a review site.
Chuck!
I got one.
You got one right.
I got one. I'd like
You
to
got
thank my
one right.
family and Scott for making this all possible.
Yes? You hate me?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank you for after my victory.
All right. I can picture you doing this one that I didn't ask you. 40% of pet owners admit to doing this.
Dressing their pet in clothes,
No, it has to do with food.
giving them human food.
No, like I said, I can picture you doing this.
Letting them sit at the table and eat off the table.
I got my 2 hands up. I surrender. Come and lock me up. Here
No. 40% of pet owners admit to tasting their pet's food.
Oh, no. No, I don't.
Really?
No.
I can kind of picture you.
No, that's gross. I mean, I may smell it. You know, there's times I get treats, you know, in the mail, and I'm like, you know, sometimes they got these like maple sweet potato bacon things, and they smelled really good, but I wasn't about to try it.
You'll do the sniff test, though.
Yeah, I'll do the sniff test, but I won't eat it.
Okay.
My
All right,
kids
buddy. We are going to go to break. When we come back, we'll have local birthdays, some news, more news headlines on the lighter side, and we always wrap things up with odd news. Stay right here, Northern Lights Public Radio. We are KCHW 102.7.
Please go first. Get in my belly!
It's 8:17.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChihuahuaFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chihuahua. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
This is KCHW, Chihuahua, 102.7 FM.
You're listening to 102.7 KCHW, Chihuahua.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, August the 2nd, 2023. I'm Mike Clifford. A grand jury indicted former President Donald Trump Tuesday for a raft of alleged crimes in his brazen effort to overturn the results of the 2020 election. That from the Washington Post. They report it is the latest legal and political aftershock stemming from the riot at the U.S. Capitol that happened 2.5 years ago. The Post reports the 4-count, 45-page indictment accuses Trump, who is again running for president, of 3 distinct criminal schemes, charging that he conspired to defraud the U.S., conspired to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspired against people's rights. In a short news briefing, the special counsel Jack Smith said the attack on our nation's capital was an unprecedented assault on the seat of American democracy. It was fueled by lies by the defendant. Meantime, some 74% of young people in the U.S. believe that gun violence is a problem. 60% want to see stricter gun laws. That's according to a new report from American University, the Everytown for Gun Safety Support Fund, and the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Researchers polled a representative sample of 4,100 people ages 14 to 30. Wyatt Russell with American University says this generation, raised in an era where mass shootings are ubiquitous, is very worried about school safety, which also contributes to a rise in anxiety and depression.
The average young person knows at least one other person who's been injured or killed by a gun. We've seen an astonishingly high 25% of youth have been in an active shooter lockdown, not a drill, a lockdown.
I'm Suzanne Potter.
40% of young people in the survey said they had somewhat easy access to a gun, while 21% reported having very easy access. New Mexico must do more to protect kids and other vulnerable residents from extreme heat. That from a new report from the state's advocacy organization, Voices for Children.
Kids breathe in more air and drink more water for their body weight than adults do, resulting in higher exposure levels, compounded when children spend more time outdoors. And when temperatures soar to 90 degrees and above, kids can experience dehydration, exhaustion, cramps, and irritability. Report author Divya Shiv says in New Mexico, an average of 20 days each year are classified as extremely or dangerously hot, a number expected to double by 2050. She says that's staggering to take in.
Especially considering that we are currently in a period of extreme heat and learning about the effects of extreme heat on children.
I'm Roz Brown.
This is Public News Service. Progress Iowa has launched a website that allows people to track federal money spent on critical projects in the state. The group aims to make it easier to search for this information in just one place.
Progress Iowa Executive Director Matt Sinovic says the first-of-its-kind resource, iowaatwork.com, allows Iowans to see online exactly where federal tax dollars are being spent in their state. In Iowa's case, that adds up to more than $12 billion in federal aid in the last 2 years alone, from almost $5 billion on environmental restoration projects to more than $1.5 billion on education. That money is put into the hands of local governments, where Sinovic contends they know best how to spend it.
They're the ones who can then be in contact with the people who live in those counties and communities like much more directly. Not somebody in D.C. deciding this. They're providing the flexibility and the partnership for local governments to do what they need to do, and then they can work directly with businesses, with families, with constituents.
I'm Mark Moran.
Construction workers are more likely to die by suicide or of a drug overdose than workers in almost any other field. A St. Louis-based peer support system and hotline wants to change that.
According to the American Addiction Centers, those who work in construction have nearly twice the rate of substance use disorders as the national average. Don Willey, who worked with laborers Local 110 for years, is both a laborer and business manager, has helped initiate Lean STL, which stands for Laborers Escaping Addiction Now. He says the program's peer support specialists have lived experience that's effective in helping others in their recovery.
There are people that gain recovery and want to give it away and help other people attain recovery and maintain sobriety. That has been the best model.
I'm Alex Gonzalez reporting.
And despite partisan divides on many issues, a new survey shows Virginia voters are like-minded about the need to do something about rising prescription drug prices.
An AARP Virginia survey finds more than half of all Democrats, Republicans, and independent voters favor legislative proposals to tamp down prescription costs. One proposal would establish a prescription drug affordability board, but a bill to create it failed in the past legislative session. Virginia Delegate Carrie Delaney says it's important for this to become a reality in the next legislative session.
There are too many people who are making a choice between putting food on the table, keeping a roof over their head, and life-saving and very essential to their quality of life medication.
I'm Edwin J. Vieira.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Here's a great radio station's your favorite podcast platform. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
KCHW is online at kchw.org. Listen to the live stream, find out about station events, memberships, local weather, and volunteering. You're listening to KCHW 102.7.
Good morning. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. Back again from our break with Scott and I can't even speak. Scott Allen and myself, Chuck Ritchie. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you very much, Chuck. Checking in on Facebook today, watching our feed from on one of our online platforms. Looks like Joel Wilzinski checking in from Belize. Must be nice, Joe.
Right.
Thanks. Wow.
All right.
Also, we got Corey checking in from Joplin, Missouri, and Chuck Ritchie talking to people. How are you doing that and doing the show at the same time, Chuck?
I'm multitasking, Scott.
Oh, wow.
I did.
How do you do that?
I did it during the break.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I know. I'm a man of many talents. I can
right.
Facebook comment and do a live show at the same time.
Look at that. Another one of Chuck's many talents, reading local birthdays off the calendar.
Right. It's way off to the side over there. Something happened to it. So today, for our local birthdays, we have Bill Gregerson, Sydney Katzer, and Cassandra Trampush. Trampish have birthdays today. And then Bill and Lorraine Schazenbach have an anniversary today.
Schazenbach. Say it with me. Schazenbach.
Schazenbach.
There you go.
My apologies, Bill and Lorraine. Happy birthday, everybody. Happy anniversary.
All right, let's see what I can mess up. Celebrity birthdays for today. Butch Patrick from the Munsters. That's, was it Eddie? Was that his name?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, 70. Victoria Jackson from Saturday Night Live, turning 64. Mary Louise Parker from Weeds, and Colin in Black and White is 59. Director, actor Kevin Smith from Clerks and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, 53. Sam Worthington from the Avatar films and Terminator Salvation is 47. Edward Furlong from the Terminator films, also 46. And pop singer Charlie XCX is 31. Never heard that one.
Yeah, me neither.
All right. How about a little history with Chuck Ritchie? It's called It Happened.
Yeah.
Hold on. Today.
Ooh. So in 1776, contrary to widespread misconceptions, the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence did not sign as a group, and they didn't even do it on July 4th, 1776. John Hancock and Charles Thompson signed only draft copies that day. The official declaration wasn't... that was the official day the Declaration was adopted by Congress. The signing of the official declaration happened August 2nd, 1776, when 50 men probably took part, is what they say.
Probably.
We don't really know.
All right.
Then in 1876, Jack McCall shot Wild Bill Hickok in the back as he played poker at a saloon in Deadwood, Dakota. Hickok held black aces and eights, which became known as the Dead Man's Hand. McCall was hanged. That's like the most Western thing I'll say today. Then in 1934, of course, Adolf Hitler became. We all know what happened there when he took power. In 1945, Norma Jean Doherty filled out an application for the Blue Book Modeling Agency. Later, she would change her name to, of course, Marilyn Monroe. 1984, Charles Schultz comic strip Peanuts was added to the Portsmouth Daily Times, making it the first comic strip to appear in 2,000 newspapers. Then 1990, on orders of President Saddam Hussein, the Iraqi army invaded Kuwait. This led to the 100-hour war against Iraq, Operation Desert Storm.
What did he think would happen?
Right? like it's such a podunk little country. Did he really think that he would? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Ego and all that, I guess. Then in 2010, the U.S. government estimated the Deepwater Horizon oil spill dumped nearly 5 million barrels of oil into the Gulf of Mexico. I believe they're still working on recovery efforts from that. In 2017, Great Britain's Prince Philip, aged 96, made his final solo public appearance before retiring from public engagements. 2019, a 7-year-old boy was operated on after 526 teeth were found inside his mouth in Chennai, India.
His parents had dubbed him Chewy.
I think I'm going to see a movie at the drive-in about him this weekend.
Meg 2.
Sorry, kid. In 2021, it was announced that 70% of Americans had at least one COVID vaccination shot.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a lot higher than I would have guessed.
Right. Then in 2002, Batgirl, the nearly completed film with a budget of more than $90 million to the relief of many, was shelved. The official reason for shelving it is that it wasn't testing well enough with audiences to instill confidence at Warner Brothers.
So why didn't they release it as a TV movie then? Why would you just put it on a shelf?
Or just, put it out on, well, I was about to say put it out on DVD, but I guess that dates me, doesn't it?
Yeah, put it out on Vudu. They always have all the bad movies.
Yeah.
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 That's what I'm thinking.
I love a good bad movie, though.
All right. Special events today. It's Dinosaur Day, Chuck.
Mm-hmm. Every day is
Not
Dinosaur
sure if
Day.
that's old guys or the actual creatures.
I was going to say, every day is Dinosaur Day in Chihuahua. Sorry.
Wow, Chuck. It's Coloring Book Day.
Mm-hmm.
Ice Cream Sandwich Day. I would still, I don't do it, but I'd still enjoy coloring, I think.
Yeah. Coloring is great.
All right.
It's good.
Number for the day is a 1, and it's a new dinosaur species discovered every 2 weeks on average.
See, that to me is cool.
That's very cool. We're still figuring it out.
Right. And we're still trying to figure out we're still finding new evidence on what they actually look like.
Yeah.
Like for instance, T-Rex. Most likely it was covered in feathers, more like a bird. Yeah.
All right, moving on to bits and breaks this morning. First, a question for Chuck. What's the dumbest way you got a scar, Chuck?
Oh, man. How do we even begin that? I've got scars all over for really dumb reasons. I think I have one in the back of my hand here where I hit myself scraping flooring, going too hard, and like the razor hit the bone. I have one in my armpit from going down a slide as a kid, head first with my arms wrapped around the slide. And that bolt that holds the bottom of the slide together got me in the armpit. That one was fun. I was about 8 years old. Yeah, super fun.
All right.
I don't know. I got a bunch of dumb ones, Scott.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I've only got a couple. I'm not too tough. Pretty safe. I'm pretty safe. Even as a child, I was like Mr. Safety. That looks dangerous. I'm not doing that.
I had one. I was breaking things. I was breaking, tearing down old countertops, and I had like the sheets of melamine, and I was breaking them in my hands and seeing how small I could get the pieces. And I got that one, where it was a little too hard to break, and then it finally broke, and a piece of it went right all the way through my hand.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was fun.
All right, he's been wearing the same underwear since last Tuesday. Here comes Chuck Ritchie with all you want to know about Underwear Day.
Yes. So this is the day you've all been waiting for. Saturday is Underwear Day. That's a marketing gimmick introduced in 2003 to promote underwear, bras, and other unmentionables because apparently not enough people were wearing them, Scott.
Ooh. That's just wrong.
And to celebrate this long-awaited holiday, here's some little-known underwear facts. Married men change their underwear twice as often as single men. Probably because we have our... Yeah.
Thank you.
Probably because we have wives to remind us.
Yes.
In 1935, the first men's briefs appeared. They had a Y-shaped front and an overlapping fly. They were originally termed jockeys because they offered a similar amount of support as a jockstrap. Okay. I don't think they do, though, do they? What is with the little Y thing in the front? Does anybody use that? I don't.
No.
No. Why do they put that? I don't understand. Anyway, then in 1925, Jacob Golem, founder of, as not to be confused with a golem, the founder of Everlast, designed elastic waist trunks to replace the leather-belted trunks then worn by boxers. They became known as boxer trunks and were the original prototype for the modern men's boxers. Okay.
Ooh.
The loincloth is both the simplest and most popular form of underwear. It was probably, is it today, the loincloth, most popular?
It's still the most popular, Chuck.
Pardon me, I got to go pop down to Walmart for a loincloth. I'm just going to start calling my underwear loincloths from now on.
Even adults can get loincloths with superheroes on them.
That's
Just
right.
saying.
That's right. It was probably the first undergarment worn by human beings. King Tut was buried with 145 of his favorite pairs of underwear, also known as loincloths.
Also, all dirty.
Yes, everyone. Well, they had a different standard of living back then. Brazilians wear brand new underwear on New Year's Eve. The rest of us wear the same ones we wore the day before New Year's Eve.
Hail to the king, baby.
And last but not least, the thong first gained popularity in Brazil, of all places, in the 1980s as a swimsuit style. By the 1990s, thong underwear became popular.
Ooh.
No, thank you.
That's all I'm going to say about that. Making dreams come true. Psychologist Dr. Roger Belling suggests 5 keys to making your dreams come true, Chuck.
Uh-huh.
All right? Mm-hmm. First thing you need to do is think well of others for once.
Mm-hmm.
In a survey of successful business leaders, 97% had a positive view of others and were unlucky to find fault in others. That'd be tough.
Oh.
Wow. Act as if. Behave just as you would if your dream were already a reality.
As if.
So my big dream is to go into space, have my own spaceship. So I need to act like that.
Let me call up my buddy Elon. He
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got $500,000?
Emulate your heroes. Find someone who's achieved what you want to achieve and do what they did. But be careful not to lose your own identity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Write your goals. The act of writing liberates something in the subconscious. It gives the mind direction and keeps you focused. And I'm going to believe in that kind of stuff is like act as if and write your own goals, because if you keep working toward that goal, that dream you have, and even if you have to set it for the side sometimes, I think it actually happens. Huh?
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, help others realize their dreams. Nature rewards generosity. You will get anything you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want. Wow.
I agree with that. I do.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. That sounded like a gas leak just there. Did you hear that too?
What?
It just something in my headphones went.
Or did you pass gas on the air, Scott, and just trying to blame?
Yeah, I think so. There it is again. All right, maybe it's just me. That's not funny. All right, would you rather with Chuck Ritchie? I'm ready for this, Chuck.
Yeah. Okay, so these are questions that we can toss out to each other and see how us get. So if you're following along on Facebook, you should comment on these and give your own answers.
Okay.
So this first one: would you rather have complete control of your dreams, but afterwards forget the dream, or have regular dreams with a perfect memory of what happened? Oh.
I would go with regular dreams, but with complete and total recall.
I would too, because otherwise, what's the point? And to me,
That's
it's a source of frustration when you wake up and you had a great dream, but you can't remember it. I get frustrated by that.
I had to do a thesis in college, and I did it on dreaming. And one of the things after the research that I found is, there's a lot of different theories on dreams, but trying to control your dreams and manipulate them is very unhealthy, was the general consensus, because your dreams are serving a process of number one, like a filing system where it's tossing out stuff you don't need to save. And number two, helping you work through things that are stressing you out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know the lucid dreaming is what they call that, and I know it's possible, and you can actually train yourself and work towards it. But I guess apparently not healthy. Looks like most people agreed with us though. 60% people would rather have regular dreams but remember them, as opposed to 40% who would rather control them but forget them every night. Okay. Which minor superpower would you rather have? Understand animals, but you can't talk to them, or 10% discount on anything you buy, and immunity from getting wet from rain.
So I have 3 choices. I can understand animals, but I can't talk to them. 10% discount on anything, immunity from getting wet from the rain. I'm going to go with understanding animals because I really want to know what's up with the whales.
Right. Oh, yeah. No kidding, right? I would say definitely understand animals.
Totally.
Because I mean, that would be really cool. At least, I mean, you wouldn't be able to talk to them, but at least you could, they could communicate their needs to you, and you could take care of them.
Sure.
Like my
Sure.
dog that's gone on a hunger strike recently because we lowered the amount of his food. So he's decided.
I'm fine. I'm not, if I can't everything I want, I'm not eating at all.
Yeah, we realized we were overfeeding them, and now he's decided to not eat anything at all until we return him to his normal amount of food.
That's kind of weird.
He will eat if we add more food to his dish, but he will not eat if we don't. Yeah.
So he is portion angry.
He is, and he throws a hissy fit. So 33% of people agree with us, Scott. We're in the minority.
Yay!
Not the vast majority. The vast minority was immunity from getting wet from rain, 23%. But sometimes that's fun. It's nice to go out and get wet in the rain, you know?
Oh yeah.
44% want 10% discount on anything. If you work your way in right, you can get that anyway, Scott. You just gotta
that's what the world needs, more stuff.
Right? And you can go into a big box store and negotiate prices on things. They don't
Can
tell
you?
this, but you can. I do it all the time, especially things on clearance or discount. Or if I want to buy a lot of something and there's not a bulk discount, I'll just go ask. It doesn't hurt, and usually they'll do it.
Really?
Yeah, especially if you refuse to leave until they do.
I bow.
Hail to the king, baby.
You don't have to do it rudely. You can do it sadly, and oh,
I'm not leaving.
Really? Okay. And then they're like, all right, fine. Yeah. I guess it helps when you have a cute baby face. Would you rather have a butler who makes your meals, keeps your house clean, or is always on call to babysit or pet sit? So keep your house clean, make your meals, or pet sit or babysit.
I've got somebody that'll do all those for me.
Did she just hear you say that?
I would say a butler that makes the meals. I can live with the dirty house.
See, I like to cook, but the dirty house is a lot to deal with. I'm going to go with the house clean. But it looks like 49% of people agree with me, and you're wrong, Scott. 35% said make your meals. Only 16% said on call to pay babysit or pet sit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Surprisingly low.
Yeah. I guess I guess most of us take our pets on vacation with us, right?
Yes.
No, I don't.
I'm going to have to because now Mooch is diabetic. And at first, she likes to follow me, I guess. First, she got arthritis, which I have. And now she's got diabetes, which I have. So.
And can we talk about that a little bit? Because last Friday, you sent me a message on the way to the show saying you weren't going to make it. There was an emergency with Mooch, and I feared the worst. And
I did too. I literally thought we were to have to take her in and put her down, but they got her stabilized and sent her back home.
I was very, very happy to learn that I left you alone on the weekend. I didn't want to bother you in case you weren't feeling very good. And very, very relieved and happy on Monday to find out that Mooch was still alive.
Mooch the radio cat. She's still, this is turning into, though, the most expensive cat I've ever had. I'm about ready to start a GoFundMe for Mooch.
I was actually thinking, I was going to ask you if you'd be okay with that little fundraising action going on.
For the cat?
For the cat. And then I'm like, would people donate? How old is Mooch?
Mooch is 14, so
okay.
I don't know how good of an investment that is, but they become one of your kids, and making that decision, So what I've been trying to base it on, and it's hard not to base it on money, but that would to live with putting an animal down because I couldn't afford the medical care. I'm just trying to find cheaper stuff. Right. I'm looking wherever I can because like what the doctor gave me were like the testing tabs, $66 a bottle.
Yeah.
And it only has 50 of them. You got to test 3 times a day. So that doesn't even get through 1 month. Then plus the company is so lame, and I'm going to go ahead and say their name. It's called Alpha Trax. Their product is so lame. There was one time we had 7 strips in a row fail. Wow. Figure out the math. It's just, I mean, that whole medical thing with a sick animal, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. It's pretty disgusting.
Well, I would like to say that if we did do some sort of fundraiser for you, Scott, it would be for you, not the cat. It would be for you to help you pay your bills. And you've ran this radio station for 16 years as a volunteer. And you've
Has it
done
been
a
that
lot.
long?
Isn't that what it's been? About 16 years.
But you're running it now, Chuck. I'm just
I know.
I just kind of glance in once in a while and make sure it's going okay,
Well, you've
or
done a
answer
lot-
your questions.
You've done a lot for this community, and I would like
appreciate
to see if
that.
we could do something to help you out.
We'll pass for now.
Okay.
Okay.
We won't.
All right. Let's see. I think that is all the news and headlines. And a time check. We're at a quarter till. We're going to wrap up the show, and we do it with the oddest things we can find for the day.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Oh, all right. So we start off with the odd news. It's the news attack. First part truth, second part bad joke, and Chuck Ritchie's taking it off.
Mm-hmm. A study found that 90% of teens have gambled by their senior year in high school. Ooh. For me, that was before like fourth grade. But correct me if I'm wrong, but these days you gamble with your life just by going to high school.
It's true. It's true.
That's not really a funny joke, though, because it's true. Yeah.
Well, I think like for me back in the day when I was a kid, you start off with gambling because you're playing marbles, which is just another form of gambling. See how young they get us?
I can remember like going out, like hanging out with cousins and stuff at family reunions, and we all, the adults were over there playing their cards, and we were over there, doing it ourselves, scamming all the younger kids out of money. Their allowance.
Get your allowance. Yep.
Okay. It was me that got scammed.
CVS is laying off about 5,000 employees in cost-cutting effort. Wonder if they all got 2-foot-long receipts with the bad news. Coupon on the back, though.
How much money do they spend on and paper do they waste on those receipts?
That's crazy.
It is.
Do we really need them?
No, we don't. An investigation found that a super PAC paid more than $100,000 earlier this year to Melania Trump's hairstylist. Ooh, that's not a hair appointment. That's an economic stimulus package.
Wow. Do people care where their money they're donating to Trump's super PACs go? Do they care? Is that okay with you?
Well, I mean,
obviously that they spent $100,000 of it for her hair.
I think they are okay with it because we've known for years that it's yeah.
All right. Self-professed time traveler claims to be from the year 2858 has issued a warning about the end of the world caused by aliens. Note to all future time travelers, in July 2023, the U.S. Congress will stage a hearing on UFOs. That would be the time for you to show up.
Right. I'm just happy to hear that the year 2858, we're still here.
Have you watched the C-SPAN broadcast or rebroadcast on YouTube of the hearing?
Yeah.
It's amazing, startling, scary.
But
I think it definitely, for once, proves there's something going on. Now, whether they're time travelers, aliens, or a rogue state that's got some really, advanced technology that's 40 years ahead of us, I can't say what it is, but definitely something going on. Especially when you listen to the fighter pilots.
But then at the same time, aliens, is it that big of a surprise, really? No. Yeah. Well, and plus, there's the fact that all those aliens are just some other planet's rich jerks.
Bunch of Elon Musks flying around out there trying to catch that.
Hey, look at this place I found. A study found that men often say, "I love you" first. Well, how else are you going to get her to leave you alone so you can finish watching the game?
Chuck.
Oh. Did you say "I love you" first to Marion?
A poll revealed that more than 25% of TV viewers watch during dinner. I've combined the two quite nicely by inventing a remote control in the shape of a fork.
Another poll revealed that 1% of those men watch TV in the nude. This is why I was asked not to watch the Seahawks by the management at the local sports bar anymore.
Hail to the king, baby.
It's okay. It's sports.
I should have said sporty.
Study finds that we are more mentally alert in rooms painted bright colors, such as reds and yellows, which explains why I get my best ideas between Big Macs.
Between
I've boycotted Big Macs. I boycotted Burger King till they get rid of that jingle.
Yeah, what's their jingle? You want to sing it for us? Can you do that?
No, I'm not gonna. I'll have a bad day the rest of the day. The BK have it your way. That is, if you, I think it's going to go down in history as the most irritating jingle ever recorded. It's just my idea. All right.
Well, I don't remember the Education Connection song from like the early 2000s. It was a song with this girl dancing, and it was for like college help or something, and it was the most god awful song you could ever possibly imagine, and it played for like 5 years incessantly. Terrible.
The theme to Star Trek Enterprise, the one with the guy that played in Quantum Leap, Scott Bakula.
Yeah.
So they redid that Rod Stewart song, "Faith of the Heart," for the theme, and it is the one of the worst songs I've ever heard. I mean, to the point where it didn't matter if I had to hunt for the remote. I was going to find the remote and skip over the beginning of that show. Absolutely horrible.
You know, I love the new Strange New Worlds. They've actually returned to the original series theme song for the intro to that show.
Yes, and I love the creepy whistle that they added to the end of it too. Almost kind of like what was the show with the Mulder?
Yeah,
and Scully.
X-Files. Yeah. Good show.
All right. Enough random thoughts. Wacky but true. We don't add anything to these, but a movie drop in. And here comes Chuck.
Police in Germany arrested a man for firing potatoes at passersby with a homemade bazooka made with a drain pipe.
You say potato, and I say potato. You say tomato, I say tomato, potato.
Look out!
I mean, we've all done that, right?
So I made one of those homemade bazookas once. Actually, my dad made it for me. Just saying. And that was when I was a kid, and my parents owned the 49er, the motel, which is now the Chihuahua Motel. And back then there was there's a few remnants of it, a trailer park behind it. And I'm not saying that we would load tennis balls and shoot them into the trailer park, but we would load tennis balls and shoot them into the trailer park.
Did yours run off a lighter fluid? We made one.
It did.
Ran off lighter fluid.
It did.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. A man in North Lake Tahoe, California, shared some home video of a brown bear inside of his apartment living room. Brian Sumner said he was on a boat when his Ring video picked up a bear around 11:30 in the morning on Monday. Bear got into the pantry, ate a bunch of chips and peanuts, but did not get into the fridge. Apartment maintenance guy on the property checked on the situation, said the bear was resting on Sumner's bed.
It was just right.
He believes the bear got in through a window that was left cracked open.
I mean the bare necessities or Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life.
Yay! I like the fact that he crawled into bed. That's just like the book.
Oh, he's so cute. Did he have his porridge?
Somebody's been eating my porridge.
Oh.
They ate the whole thing.
This next one, of British Columbia, Kamloops, a real estate agent, has been fined $20,000 after being caught on camera drinking milk straight out of the jug at a home he was showing. Again, there it is, straight out of the jug. Mike Rose was alone in the home in July 2022 as he waited for his clients who were interested in buying the property. The gentleman went to the refrigerator to find water, but instead swigged some milk straight from the container, which he then put back in the refrigerator. The owners of the home, they saw him drinking the milk when they reviewed footage from a surveillance camera.
Oh, yuck.
Oh, that's so disgusting. Oh my God, that's the worst thing I ever heard in my life.
Wouldn't you be creeped out if you came home and had a glass of milk and then watched the video?
Right. Well, they tell you now when you're looking at, when you're at a home, the real estate agents will generally tell you, don't say anything bad about the house. Watch what you say, because a lot of people now are putting surveillance cameras inside their homes while they have home tours done when their houses are for sale. And
I think you should let them know what they need to fix for it to sell.
Right. And people will actually listen, and if you talk bad about their house, sometimes people will not sell you their home.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose these days when they have a choice of who they sell to, right?
Right.
Yeah. 34-year-old in Tennessee was spotted by Tennessee Highway Patrol driving a blue sedan, which was swaying in and out of the lanes of traffic. Patrol officer said the driver's car almost struck his vehicle, so he conducted a stop. Driver of the blue sedan reportedly smelled strongly of alcohol and told the trooper that he had consumed an unknown amount of beer, rum and coke, mixed drinks, and some Fireball before he drove. Driver said he could not finish a requested field sobriety test because his boyfriend could not attend, and he was taken to jail. And he had this to say.
Damn, your drug tests are hard.
I studied all night. In the UK, a burglar was trying to get away from his latest crime, but police were in hot pursuit. A burglar decided to take a shortcut through the golf course. As he ran halfway across the fairway, he was confronted by about 24 off-duty cops who just happened to be at a golf tournament. They chased and caught and held him until a patrol car could take the suspect off to jail. The off-duty cops then went back to finishing their round of golf.
This is what they had to say to him.
There's a force in the universe that makes things happen. And all you have to do is get in touch with it. Stop thinking. Let things happen. And be the ball.
Yep. Good advice.
Be the ball.
All right. Video of Boston police officer coming out of a newly installed city slide face down at a high speed went viral on Tuesday. Sliding officer did get hurt and was treated using his own insurance. Department also said the cop has not missed work with a line of duty injury. But there are other questions about the appropriateness of the officer, gun belt and all, going down a children's slide face first in public.
There's a video with foul language.
We're not watching it.
Hanson, could you round up Johnny Chimpo and Jerry Giraffe and Artie the Alligator and bring them in for a lineup?
Jeez. I'm a cop, you idiot.
You know, that one I don't really see. I don't really think that. I mean, is a cop having fun playing on the... I think that's fun.
I think it is, but perhaps when you're at the kids' park and you're going down the slide, lose the gun.
You should have one of the kids hold the gun for you while you go down the slide, right?
Yeah. That's when he pulled it out and said,
"Freeze, go first!"
Well, maybe not. That is our show for today. Any side notes, Chuck?
No, I think that about does it.
All right, don't forget your Mega Millions ticket. Going to be over $1.25 billion on Friday, and we'd like you to make a donation to the radio station should you win.
Exactly. A very large one, please.
Very large donation. Other than that, have a great day. Tomorrow, it gets a little crazy. We ramp up the stupidity. It's Three Amigos Thursday with myself, Scott Allen, Mr. Chuck Ritchie, and we bring in our buddy, Alan Milani. Hope you'll join us here at 7:20. Other than that, I say goodbye.
Good morning, everybody. Goodbye.
You say potato, and I say potato. You say tomato, I say tomato, potato.
You can do it!
Freeze, go first!